so the whole crew is with us today. I got Smooth B25 in Homestead.
Yo.
I got Neo in Miami.
Que lo que, mi gente?
And we got Sonic Nerd down somewhere in South Beach. What's good, Sonic?
What's good, y'all?
All right, so since the last time I saw you guys, I missed out on the live stream. Nintendo Switch was announced. I'm going to jump right into it. That's where it's going to start off. And I saw you making some obvious... Honestly, I was a little bit surprised with how much of a positive outlook you had on this thing. I shouldn't have been because I know Sonic, and if you know anything about Sonic, you know that first impressions can be a little bit extreme. They can be a little bit bipolar when it comes to my man Sonic Nerd. And usually it's towards the positive realm. But anyway, listen, man, I'm just going to hand the mic off to you. It's the night after, the morning after, I should say. We just took this pill. How do you feel about the Nintendo Switch today compared to that live stream that I just called a few minutes ago?
Not as good. If you guys watched the live stream, you probably saw I was sipping that Kool-Aid pretty heavy. I was chugging it actually, and I feel like
hold up, man. You broke up a little bit. You were chugging the Kool-Aid.
I was chugging it. Yeah, I was chugging the Kool-Aid, and a lot of information has come out since then that has really changed the way that I see this console.
What were the things that you liked about it? What did you like about it, first of all, for the people that didn't see the live stream? Give me the one positive that really flip-flopped on you.
I liked a couple things. I did like the fact that it's a nice looking tablet controller. I liked that you can detach like the controller pieces off and play it a different way. And I think I saw like some motion controls. You guys can correct me on that, but when the guy was on the airplane, he had like what seemed to be like a nunchuck kind of controller, and then like I guess what the Wiimote used to be, except without the pointer. I'm wondering if there's motion. The possibility excited me, but I think my inner graphics whore came out after I saw the specs.
Yo, Smooth. Can you confirm? Is there motion? Has anything been confirmed about motion?
Rumor has it that there is. Nintendo has an official.
Nope. Okay, no. Exit. Going on, Sonic, my man. Continue. Go ahead. My bad. I broke you up.
So NeoGaf broke a rumor, and I'm pretty sure this is actually confirmed from NVIDIA. There's a custom NVIDIA Shield graphics card in this Switch console. My question to that, when I first read it, I go, okay, is this just like a glorified tablet console? Like, are we just gonna get slightly more high-end graphics than like what you can get on your tablet or your phone? And if that's the case, what kind of third-party games are we going to be seeing? What kind of first-party games are we going to be seeing on this thing? Is it going to be like slightly higher resolution Zelda games or like slightly better fidelity on a Mario game? I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. All right, so right there I heard you say third-party. And that's actually one of the pluses of what I saw, was that I heard, and this wasn't in the reveal, so I guess I'm not sure if we would have caught this on the live stream, but looking it up and everything that I've heard since, I've heard that there are 35 developers, third-party developers, that have signed on onto this thing, and it's the big ones. It's the EAs, it's Ubisoft, it's everyone. It's really anyone that you want. It's Capcom, Activision, so they're all on there.
I think it was 50, but who's counting?
But what does it matter at this point? I mean, I think...
No. It does matter. It does matter to me, Neil. This is why, and it matters to me because the big problem with me with the Wii U was that I didn't get any of those third-party games. So that the Wii U was really the only justification was that it was playing the first party shit. It played Mario Kart, Smash, and the Mario.
Let me ask you a question. Do you enjoy third party gaming on your phone? Right?
No.
Because
No.
Do you enjoy third party gaming on your iPad or your Android tablet or whatever it is?
What third-party games are you talking about, though?
At the end of the day, this is what you're getting. Like I hate to be Mr. Consistent right now and sip the haterade, but I feel the same way. I feel even worse because I feel like everybody was like super excited. They dropped the Zelda trailer and everybody was like drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh my God, this looks amazing. And then they kind of like attributed that high to the Switch kind of announcement. And I'm like, am I the only person seeing this?
Neo, here we go. So that's Zelda, the Breath of the Wild that you saw on there. Is that a tablet experience? As a tablet experience?
That's how they sold it.
It's not. I mean, we saw it on the screen and we saw them playing it with a GamePro controller.
Hold on. You saw it on the Switch, and then the dude plugged it into the toaster, and then it projected on the screen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, like at the end of the day, it is a tablet experience. The only difference is you got two little controllers.
I mean, hold up. No. Wait a second. So what you're telling me is that seeing a picture on your large screen TV with a Game Pro controller is a tablet experience. That's what you're telling me?
So what I'm saying is this. All I'm saying
with the Game Pro controller looking at a giant big screen, that's a tablet experience.
Take a step back. Take a step back, right? I think that everybody needs to give a little woosah about this whole tablet because it's not a console. It is not a traditional console. It's not.
That is true. Oh, that is true.
It
That's
is
fine.
the 3DS successor. It is the 3DS successor. And to echo Sonic's concern, a lot of people are concerned regarding graphics, regarding power. You know what I mean? I don't see how something that paper thin is going to produce console level graphics. You know, what we come to expect from PS4, from Xbox One, from PS4 Pro now, and probably Scorpio by the time that it's out, I got a funny feeling that the Switch is not going to be anything like that.
You know what the big problem with that, my man Neil? You know what the big problem is? That what you're talking about are PS4 owners and Xbox owners. You're right. What PS4 owners are used to and Xbox owners are used to is all that. But Nintendo people are perfectly fine with this because they were never worried about specs. And this was actually something we all talked about way back when we got too much into, I believe one of us said that it needed to be at least on par with Xbox One and PS4. And that's when I said, hold up, let's stop right here. This is a moot conversation. Because if you're coming at it with graphics and specs and you're going to be disappointed. That's not where Nintendo's going. They're trying to give you something fun and a brand new way to play. So right off the bat, it was never about the specs. So when you come to me and you're saying, these are the PS4 people that have a problem with that. Because the Nintendo people have no problem with the way that this looks.
Okay, so how is this experience game-changing? No,
not game-changing. But this is a new way to play, right? I mean, I saw five different controller configurations. I saw 5 different controller configurations from the same game.
Hold on. You hold the controller this way. You hold the controller that way. You hold the controller this way. I mean, come on, man.
Well, if that's the case, 9. Then they got 9 controller configurations. You just tripled it.
One thing I want to say about this is that I think Nintendo effectively killed the PlayStation Vita. If it's not already dead already, because think about it for a second. Sony has been trying to do what Nintendo's doing with the Switch now for the past couple of years. You know, they had the PSP, you had the Vita with the cross-buy. The cross-buy really didn't work because you had to buy both games in the beginning. Like the first trailer they showed with the guy playing baseball, he has to go to work. He picks up his Vita and he starts playing, but it never really worked that way. You had to buy both games. Later on, they threw in the extra game for some of the indie titles, but Sony's been chasing this pipe dream of playing console quality games on their go for a while. Then they had their remote play, which kind of worked if you're on a strong network, but not really. What Nintendo is doing now is taking that experience that Sony was shooting for, having your console gaming, and then you want to pick up and go, take the console and go. That's what they're going for. They effectively.
Hold on. How is that any different? All they did was make the screen.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Hold on. It's the same exact thing.
It's not the same thing. Because you don't have to buy 2 consoles for it. You don't have to buy 2 consoles. You don't have to worry about being on Wi-Fi. You don't have to worry about if the game that you want happens to cross-buy. I mean,
wait, how do you know all of this? Do you have the fact?
Yeah.
Research, my friend.
No, he's an employee of Nintendo. Let the record show he works for Nintendo.
Wait. What are we bringing up in question about what he just said? Like, what are we questioning?
Because
I thought everything he said sounded like fact to me.
It's not fact.
School me.
What does
it is one console, right? This is one console. It's not 2.
No,
and it all works together without Wi-Fi.
Hold on. What does the Switch do that the Vita doesn't? Aside from plug into the little book stand.
You have your console gaming experience at home, and then you can take it on the go, the same device.
Hold on. So you mean to tell me that the Vita experience, I can't game on the go?
No, when you're streaming your PS4 games to the Vita for remote...
That's a specific thing to do. A specific thing to do.
What are we talking about here? We're talking about the specific things.
No. What he's talking about playing a PS4 game on the Vita, right? What I'm saying is,
I'm talking about taking your console game on the go.
What he's trying to say is, that Sony failed in doing what the Switch is going to do. So he's saying that the Vita already happened. It failed. Sony didn't do it right, and Nintendo's going to do it right. And I fundamentally disagree with that wholeheartedly, because I owned a Vita, and I got super gassed up when they announced Remote Play. I was like, oh my god, I get to play all these RPGs on my Vita while streaming on my PlayStation 4, and it still keeps the graphical fidelity very, very high. But guess what? I never use my Vita. I never use it because I didn't want to. I feel like those big console experiences don't translate well to a handheld device. Even if the screen is like 6 or 7 inches or 8 inches, however big the Switch tablet is. So I just don't think it works.
I think you're arguing. I think you're arguing two different things. You're arguing whether or not the experiences work on the go, and to a point, I do agree with you. And that's one of the things that concern me about the Switch, is what they showed off so far was just console games. You have your Wii U games, your 3D Mario games. They didn't show any of those bite-sized games that work better on the go. The reason I think they did do that, because they do want to position it as a home console, and they don't want to eat up any of the 3DS sales for the next year, because 3DS still has a lot of games coming out.
Hold on.
15 months.
Position this as they're definitely positioning this as a handheld.
It is a handheld successor. It is.
What I'm saying is they didn't position it as a handheld first. You notice they showed off a lot of the console games, and it's like, okay.
What are you talking about? No, the first part of the video, she had it in her hand.
What game was she
playing? In her hand.
What game was she playing?
But it doesn't matter what game it was. She had it in her hand and then plugged it in.
We're talking about the console type game, historically console games on the big screen, and then taking those on the go versus the type of games you would see on a handheld. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, so we got caught up in the innovation. Basically, what the haters versus the lovers are saying here is that this is something that we've already seen.
Yes,
really what you're getting at? That this is nothing. There's nothing new about this. I have not seen a true Mario 3D on a large screen that then I took with me. I have not seen the case where there's a LAN party situation going on at a basketball court or something like this.
Okay.
Like you might tell me, yes. This is all existing technology in itself, but packaged together. No, nobody's done this yet.
First off, you're gonna have to find 4 people that actually own the Switch in the first place.
No. That's a whole other situation. It only takes 2 switches. 2 switches, because the controllers. Listen, that's a whole other conversation. If you guys want to talk about how effective it's going to be, that's something else. Because I don't think that 4 of us are going to huddle around 2 small screens and those itty bitty controllers. But that's a whole other conversation about what you guys are talking about, whether this is a mobile device.
Hold on. We're not going to hang out at the basketball court and plop the switches down and play?
Only when we need breathers.
Come on, man.
Shirts, skins, and switches. You be shirts, I'll be switches.
I mean, one thing I will say, a lot of those scenarios were pretty silly and pretty far-fetched, but the main thing they wanted to do is convey the message on what this is and what it can do, and I think they absolutely nailed it, especially compared to the Wii U. And we said just on the reveal, I mean, they absolutely nailed the launch, because you know exactly what you're getting into. You got your console game, you pick it up, you take it on the go. That's what they needed to nail, and they absolutely did it.
I mean, I'll tell you why I liked it. I mean, first of all, I know that there's going to be a Zelda on it. Second of all, there's going to be a Mario, and a true Mario 3D. We've all had the conversation about, like, to me, there's side-scrolling Marios, and then there's the 3D ones, and that doesn't count 3D World. I'm talking about, like, the Mario Galaxy, the Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and I saw a true 3D Mario, which I haven't gotten in, I think, almost a decade. So that's number one. It doesn't matter what the fuck the rest of it looks like. For the 3D Mario, I'm in. And then I got Zelda. All right, so as far as, there's going to be a lot of features on here that I'm not going to buy. There's a lot of features on here that aren't for me. I get that. This console wasn't for my generation. You know what I mean? Like, so there's some things that I just got to take with a... And that's really like my only hesitation with this thing, is that it looks too much to me like a toy. It looks too much like a Christmas toy. It's like the hot toy for a kid right now. Like, it's too much like it reminds me of what, like, when we were kids, we would drive around those little RC cars that we put on the track and you pull the trigger. That's how hot this shit is. I think it's like a souped-up 2016 version of that. It's the hottest toy to get.
You know what?
So I'm maybe too old for it. Go ahead.
I'll echo that exact sentiment. You know how I feel? I feel like when Game Gear first released, when people were like, "Whoa, this is almost like my Sega Genesis in my hand. Oh my God." That's exactly what this feeling is, you know? But let me just preface this. I'm not hating on what they're producing. I'm just saying that
What?
that people.
First of all, let me define what the word preface means, okay? You can't preface fucking 20 minutes into a conversation when you've been hating and then you go, hold up. But let me preface by saying, this nigga got 100 pages into a book and got the prologue.
I was gonna say something after.
Let me epilogue my conversation by saying, hold up, let me epiface this bitch real quick.
Anyhow, look, it's a handheld. It should be described as a handheld first. And
that's the biggest disagreement that we have. That's the biggest
disappointment is in the fact that it's being sold as something else. It's a handheld. If you sell it to me as a handheld, I'm like, cool.
No, you know what? I think that this is the problem. There's a problem that I think you're seeing is that, first of all, you're coming at it with the graphics and visualization, and it's not going to be there. It's not the graphically Xbox One equivalent or the PS Pro. That's not where it's at. And you're too stuck on the tablet. You can't get past the fact that it was first presented on the tablet. I think if they showed you the big screen first, and then they said that they took the big screen with them to the tablet, it might have psychologically affected you a little bit different. I think you're hanging up on that. Because to me, this is a combination. It's a hybrid of different technology. So it's something new. That's innovative, man. That's the whole point here. It's thinking outside of the box, and they did it. That's why I'm giving it a big thumbs up, is because they did what I expected. They were outside the box, and they gave me different ways to play, whether that be with more people in the room, or whether that be with fucking a battleship game where our screens are going to be facing different directions. Listen, I can think of a shitload of ways to do this application.
Yeah,
it's 2016, bro.
Let me throw this wild bit of technology
play it on your phone
by you, and you tell me what you think. So imagine you have an Android tablet. You have a Bluetooth controller. You have Google Cast. You cast that screen from your tablet to the TV. You have a Nintendo Switch.
That's true. Y'all can't argue with that, man. Y'all can't argue with that.
Tell the NVIDIA Shield.
I don't even understand what that means.
Well, okay.
I think what he's trying to say is if you have any old tablet, Apple, Android, you have Apple TV, and you can stream from your tablet to the TV. And to him, that's the equivalent of what the Switch is, but it's not.
Okay, well, listen. So if you grab your Xbox 360 and you hook it up to a 4K TV and you play 360 games, you're playing the same shit as the Xbox One. Like, what is the difference? That it looks prettier? What is this difference between Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on the Xbox One?
No. All I'm trying to stress is...
All you're saying is that it looks prettier. You're getting hung up on graphics. The Switch is not a tablet. It's a different experience.
Nothing to do with graphics.
Tablet.
Has nothing to do with graphics. What it has to do is that people are sipping the juice as if this is an innovation, that this is mind-blowing, that this is the first of its kind. It's something that has been there. They're just packaging.
No.
They're the first.
And what I'm hearing is somebody got a little nice package together, and you're saying, "I seen all this shit before, so I don't want it."
Yeah,
I seen it all before. Whatever.
Yeah.
That would be like, yeah, but when you see an Xbox One, I've seen the 360, and when I saw the 360, I saw the Xbox. All they did was fuck with the visuals. Like, how are you okay with that, and then you apply it to this, and the logic is different?
Because it's Nintendo.
I mean, listen, this is what I expected from Nintendo. When we had this conversation, I said, listen, you guys are talking about some control that has like a 3D screen on the front, and there was 3 sides to it. Remember this? And I was saying it's all moot, because what they come out with is something that we can't fathom right now. We're not thinking about it. That's Nintendo. They think out of the box. So success, they did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say, no, this sucks because I've already seen it, and get excited about the Xbox 2 or the PS4 Pro. Like, how could you get excited about the PS4 Pro over the PS4 and then talk shit about the Nintendo Switch?
Because you know what? Innovative? I'm gonna put this out there. Please quote me on this. I expected more from Nintendo. When I saw the Wii U and I saw the gamepad, I said, "Oh shit, this is for real." Wow, because now I can actually game while wifey's watching TV. This Nintendo Switch.
So here's something that's interesting. There was a rumor. Actually, I don't know if this is a rumor. This actually happened. GameStop.com, right? For the placeholder page for the Nintendo Switch, had the price. You know what that price was? You know what that price was? It was
no.
Okay, I was waiting for a response. $399 pounds. Okay, 399 pounds. Now I'm gonna pose the question to Soze and Smooth. at 399 pounds, which would translate to what, like 425 or 450 or whatever in America, are you buying the Switch at that price?
Bro, I brought the Wii U refurbished with 2 games. What do you mean? No, I'm not gonna spend that much on it. It's still not for me. That's not my argument. The argument I was making was I'm playing devil's advocate. So you guys coming at it strictly on an innovative angle. You guys came at it with the innovation being, oh, this is old, tired news. And I'm like, you're getting caught up in that shit. There's so much more going on here. If you want to say, like, do I actually want the system? Not until Zelda and Mario both exist at the same time, refurbished. Otherwise, not. It's not for me.
Hold on. You're supposed to be the second in command when it comes to Nintendo. And you're actually saying, you're actually saying right now that you're going to wait.
So yeah, that's fine. Listen, I'm not Nintendo's second in command. I just know good games. I mean, y'all got a problem. Y'all seen the tablet and got hung up on it. No, man.
I'm just gonna wait till the games come on the iPad because Nintendo.
You're still waiting, bro. You're still waiting. It's gonna be a while.
I think Neo's getting caught up on the size of the thing, and he's just throwing.
It's the graphics, man. The tablets and the graphics are hard for some people to get over.
The graphics. He's just like, I don't understand how something so small can produce such a console-like game. I think he's getting caught up on that.
What are you talking about right now? What are you talking about?
That's why he's positioning it. Oh, it must be a handheld. Look how small it is. It can't give me any console-type experience.
But you know what is true about what he's saying, though, is, okay, so a big problem with when people do live streams and this shit is that you go into it with predisposed position. Like, you come into it with an agenda, whether it's subconscious or consciously. Like, you guys came in there sort of with views. And no, what happened was some of them met those. In your case, Sonic, it met what you expected because to you said it looked prettier than the Wii U and this and that, so you started to get excited.
It wasn't until
with Neo, he wanted more. He wanted more, and it didn't get it. Yes. Sorry, go ahead, Sonic.
Neo.
It wasn't until I realized that the games that they were showing were games that were already released. Like, let's think about this. Skyrim, I played 3 or 4 years ago. Mario Kart, I played a year and a half ago. Splatoon, I played last year. Okay, the only at 2K16 or 17, whichever one they were showing, we played that already. And the only new game that we really saw was this Mario game, which we're not 100% sure if it was footage from the actual Mario game or if it was just stock footage.
Oh my god, that would just piss me off. If it wasn't really a game, if it was just like a tech demo.
What do me and Neo have to grasp onto to say that this is going to give us a better experience or on par with the Xbox One or PS4? We have nothing to grasp onto.
I'm saying
but Nintendo has never tried
what I'm looking for
with the Xbox One or PS4. We've known that.
To me, it is on par though. No, to me, it is on par. That's the difference. To me, it's on par, but
it's like they were never going after the same, graphical fidelity.
But that was the issue. That was the issue, right? Come on. See, this is where I get pissed because come on, let's be real. Everybody's problem was the power. Was like, okay, the Nintendo staple games are gonna release. Everybody gets that. They're gonna release. But it was the power to sit there and support a game like Call of Duty. The power to support your standard third-party games. They couldn't even support those.
Well, so now with the Switch, the Switch supports Unreal Engine 4, so it supports the Unity engine, so a lot of those games should be coming over. Is it going to look the same? Probably not, but you're going to get a lot of those same games.
No, listen, if we're getting the same games on the Wii, there's no point in that. I hope that's not what they're doing. That makes no sense. I assume that the reason that they're putting it on there is not that it's like the HD remake. It's the Nintendo Switch remake, which means that they've applied some sort of controller scheme to it. Like when there was the Wii version, it meant that now instead of using the thumbsticks, you pointed at the screen. So I assume that when you see Skyrim, there's something more to it. You know what I mean? Like this is the Switchified version of it. You know what I mean? But it really goes.
Would work is if the mobile controllers had some sort of a waggle or like a motion aspect to it. If it's just pressing buttons, then it is not giving you any of an additional experience than what you would get on a PS4 or Xbox One. The only difference
sure, yeah.
is that I can play on an airplane. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
So one thing I will say, so Neo, if you were shocked about Soze not being a huge supporter at launch, you're going to be shocked about this because I'm in the same boat. As much as I thought they nailed the message and that it's a really, really good idea, I don't think I'm their target audience because I had a Wii U, and like you guys were saying, from what we've seen so far, Splatoon, Mario Kart, I played those games already, and even Zelda Breath of the Wild. I don't have to buy a new console to play it because I still have my Wii U. So I think the first 6 to 8 months of the Switch's release, we'll see a lot of remakes and a lot of ports, kind of like what happened with the PS4. But
so what would have made this? What would have made this your target audience? Like, what would have made this get? What would have made you get it the first day?
I don't think there is something that would make me get it the first day because, I mean, again, I already have a Wii U.
Come on.
From what we've seen so far, I mean, it looks like it might be a little bit more powerful than the Wii U, but again, you can take it on the go.
Okay, with me, I can tell you definitively. With me, it's really easy.
Okay.
If Zelda and Mario were available first day, then I would trade my Wii U in and I would play these games on the Switch. That's really easy for me.
So there
but
is
for
one
me,
thing.
the Wii, it's never been. I would say this, Smooth, is that another thing that Sonic is trying to get to is that like he's like, could this overtake my PS4 and my Xbox One? I think it's a Nintendo mentality because like I'm never even thinking about it that way. Like I'm never thinking like, oh, I want this to be better than the Xbox One, so I don't have to use my Xbox. Like I've never even looked at it that way. Like with me, I've always looked at it like I need to get my Nintendo fixed, and you know what I mean? Like they're gonna play it a different way. If they gave me the same shit as a 360, I would give up on Mario.
Yeah.
If Mario was just like on a 360 controller every time, I would give up on it. But no, they keep giving me new shit. So to me, it's always the other thing. You know what I mean? Like it's the other thing. It's a different platform.
So my question to you, Soze, is then why does third party even matter when it comes to Nintendo? Why?
No, and it doesn't to me. I owe the Wii U. I was saying for it to be successful, for it to fuck with the sales of the PS4 and shit like that, then it needs the third party support. Because no, to me it doesn't matter. To me it doesn't matter. Like
because again, because nobody will want to play it.
Well, so I'll tell you.
All right.
Because we obviously we're techies and we love games. We all have multiple consoles, but not everybody does. So for those households that have one console, they got the Nintendo console.
Younger.
And then they want
a younger crowd.
Yeah, they want to play the other games. They're not going to be able to buy another console. So the fact that those games are coming to the Switch, that's
So you know what that's gonna happen? Like Sonic said, at $399, they're gonna buy a PS4 Slim for like.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree with that. That price point is nuts. Without a doubt.
The gas station that had that price out for like 20 minutes, I do not expect that to be over anywhere near that amount. I mean, we're looking at.
I don't know.
I would say $249, $299 max.
I guarantee you more than that. I'll guarantee you it's a tablet at the end of the day. Expect to pay whatever you would pay for an iPad or for an Android tablet. Expect to pay that much.
It's gonna be like I think it's gonna be $399. I think the chip is gonna cost that much. The chip is gonna.
The simple fact that
it's a lot.
That it has a built-in display, that's what costs money.
Yeah, but you can get tablets nowadays for $150. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be near that price because they're gonna price themselves out of the market.
Powerful tablet, right?
Look at
the
launch. It was what, $299, even less than that.
I mean, here's my. You know what I say to. I'll kind of close it like this though. Is what the biggest deciding factor really has come with the Nintendo is that I am outgrowing it. I think that's the biggest thing here. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, the games that they create, most of them they're not targeting me anymore. And I'm strictly going off the Mario and the Zelda, and I can afford to buy a $300 box that plays 5 to 6 games. I can afford it. It'll let me play 5 to 6 games in a 2 to 3 year period. But the fact is that everything that makes Nintendo great now is not for me. It really isn't. The fact that there's mobility, I do not need that shit. I'm a grown-ass man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's true. Playing basketball, we're not doing that shit. But you know what? Like, to 13 years old, that shit sounds dope. I would not doubt being 12 years old at a skate park pulling out the Switch because my boy got the Switch too. We'll be the coolest motherfuckers on the block. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just not me. That at the end of the day, that's the problem. So when I say thumbs up, I'm talking about innovation. Nintendo, you're doing what I expected to do. They didn't fail me. They did better than the Wii U for me. But that's my big problem with it is I think I'm not there for it. And Smooth, I think, is going to come to that same realization. That's why he's not getting it day one, because that nigga needs to be day oneer right there. If he doesn't get it, that's a huge sign.
He doesn't get it. I want to say rest in peace. It's DOA, like we said a few episodes back.
But listen, again, it's not for us, man. That shit is for 10-year-olds and 13 years old and tweeners and 16-year-olds. There's a place for it.
the one thing going back to what would get me to get it at launch would be the Zelda edition, limited edition gold console with Breath of the Wild pack in. Then maybe I'd get it day one.
Oh,
But
it's
that-
one of those. See, what you guys don't know is that Smooth knows these two chicks that are insiders, and I think he got fed some information there. They're like, hey, there's also going to be this gold. Go ahead and mention it on the podcast. Blah, blah, blah. Now in 2 weeks, he's going to show us the images. Oh, we just got this leaked image, and I'm on board. Whatever, man. Listen.
Unconfirmed sources.
Yeah. That's a whole other conversation. This nigga's sources are ridiculous. But look, Nintendo.
One thing I will say really quick, though, where they may have a chance for this thing to blow up is if this becomes the iPad replacement. It's like tablets have been kind of wearing thin. Nobody's really buying them as much anymore. But you get a gaming console that can be a tablet and a console for under $300. I mean, I think
won't happen. Won't happen.
I don't know. I don't know if it's an iPad replacement.
For the application and developer ecosystem that Apple has and that Android has, there's no way that Nintendo's going to come in out of the blue and say, hey, this is going to be better. I could see it maybe if that tablet is built off of Android, and then you can install Android.
Have a couple of apps. I mean, but all I got to say on that is look at Pokemon Go, $500 million in a couple of weeks. I mean,
guys, you know what? Let's leave Smooth off on that comment because otherwise he's gonna keep coming back with one. Let's just give him the Pokemon thing. You gotta win with Pokemon this year, right? You won with Pokemon this year, my dude. You won with Pokemon. But listen, I'm gonna give you another chance to win because this week's fantasy, we're gonna do the fantasy. We're going back to it, 3 rounds, guys. You know how it works. We're gonna go snake style, up and down. I'm gonna start with my man on my screen. He's all the way to the left, Smooth. And what I want us to do is we're gonna pick a franchise. Well, I'll let you pick any franchise, and I want you to make them exclusive to a console. So obviously don't put Mario on Nintendo because we already know what that looks like. But you want to take one of these franchises, these IPs, and you're going to make them exclusive to a console and tell me why. Smooth, you got the number 1 pick. Go.
Number 1 pick, Zelda on the PS4.
God, come on, man. I mean, seriously, that was my example yesterday when I pitched this idea. What a fucking Go. You fucking such a creative motherfucker.
I'll do another one. If that one's off.
No. Too late.
You gotta use
it. Because now I'm putting fucking Mario on fucking Game Gear. So, go. Number 2 pick, Angel. No, what do you want to see on the PS4? Tell him exactly what I said yesterday. Go.
Wow, you're really mad right now.
All right, and with the number 2 pick, Neo Gotenks. What do you got, man? Who do you want to switch over?
All right, I want Uncharted on Xbox.
Of course you do.
Oh man, we're going the way of the troll.
Wait,
This is what we're doing, huh?
Oh, I'm being honest.
Why? But why?
Because I think it's amazing storytelling. It's amazing. It's exciting gameplay. You know.
Yeah, but it's already that on the PS4. So you want it simply so you can play it.
Yeah, so that the PS4.
All right, let's keep it moving then. All right. Well, I'm third. Jesus Christ. All right, so I guess I'm gonna try to be a little bit more creative than these assholes, and I'm gonna go ahead and say I would put Zelda on PS4, huh? I'll put Call of Duty on the Wii U. All right, I'll switch it all the way around because I actually loved motion controls on the original Wii, and then pretty much everyone jumped ship, and nobody invested in motion controls except for Nintendo themselves. And so we never got Activision to make another Call of Duty, and it would have been sick to get true multiplayer, the same shit we got on the Xbox One, for example. You know, that multiplayer experience of 12 on 12, but instead, with the Wiimote pointing at the screen, headshots would mean more, quick scoping would mean more. So I would want to see Call of Duty on the Wii U, strictly because point and shoot is always going to be more fun than 2 thumbsticks. Next up, Sonic Nerd, go!
All right, I'm going to say Gears of War on the Nintendo Wii. The reason why is because... and I'm
to
gonna
expose
I'm
5-year-olds to blood. And
no. I'm gonna get Smooth to back me up on this one. Smooth, do you remember years ago when we first got Resident Evil 4 on the Wii?
Yes.
And our minds were blown by like the pointer controls and how simple it was to control an over-the-shoulder third-person shooter. And ever since
you could break people down. You could like shoot them in the knees and they'd fall to one leg. Then you shoot their arm and they drop the. Dude, it was sick. Drop
So
the
ever
axe.
since then, I've been wanting like another Resident Evil or like a third-person shooter with the Wii motion controls, and I never really got it. So that's why I'm going with Gears of War on the Nintendo Wii. That's my first pick, and I'm very happy with that.
I respect that pick. Neo's already stole one. That means Sonic goes up again. Sorry, I just realized what was going on. Sonic, you're up again.
All
Snake
right.
style draft.
Okay, so my next game is Dead Rising on the Nintendo Wii with Wii Motion Plus. Okay,
Explain
that's
this.
The caveat. That's the caveat. If you guys have played a Dead Rising game, you can pick up any object in the environment and use it as a weapon, right? So I played the original Dead Rising. It's called Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop on the Nintendo Wii. Okay, and you kind of like waggled the remote to like attack, but it wasn't 1-to-1. It was like you waggle and then like a second later he responded. But what I want is like a pure hack and slash game with the Wii Motion Plus. I could take like a katana and like just slash through hordes of zombies 1-to-1 and like pick up a bench and like I hold B and then I can like flick my wrist and it throws it and like hundreds of zombies die or whatever. That's what I want. Like, so I'm going Dead Rising on the Nintendo Wii with Wii Motion Plus but keeping the same graphical fidelity, of course, because I can't deal with that 480p shit.
That sounds dope. All right, I'm in on that one too. I backed that one up. And then for my next pick, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go with Samus. So Metroid on the Xbox. And really, I could say Xbox or the PS4. But I'm going to say Xbox because, all right, so Metroid, obviously, it's Nintendo, so we've never seen blood. We've never seen her talk. I think it would be cool to really flesh out the character and make it like a really deep story and like flesh out how she became a bounty hunter and all that other shit. And plus the fact that the great thing about Metroid...
M, huh?
What was that?
I guess you didn't play Metroid Other M, huh?
No, I did. I didn't like it. It sucked. But so I'm talking about real Metroid. But the Metroid... So, yeah, you know what? No. But that brings up a good point. I mean Metroid Prime. Because I'm not even crazy about the original Metroid side-scrollers. Like, in all seriousness. I actually mean the Metroid Prime series. Because what's great about Metroid Prime was that you didn't just shoot, but you also had a lot of like ball puzzles. You know what I mean? Like you had to convert into the ball, and that was half the game was about getting different power-ups with balls. And it's something that Halo reminds a lot of people of Metroid. That's one thing that Halo didn't have was that puzzle element to it. So I think that's like a void that could be filled with Metroid on the Xbox lineup. And now I switch it up to my boy from the Xbox, and that's Neo. You picked Uncharted for the Xbox with your first pick. Second pick. Who do you got?
All right, so if Sonic can give a little caveat, I'm going to give a caveat too. So I'm going to say Resident Evil, but I'm going to say with the caveat of some kind of PSVR functionality. I feel like the VR functionality was built for the Wii. I feel like it's built for Nintendo. I am screaming and I am secretly disappointed in the Switch. Sorry to bring it back to the main topic of conversation because I wanted VR. I wanted Nintendo to do VR. I wanted Nintendo to do it right.
And that's what I mean by, unfortunately, the fact that you played the VR like a week before that strongly affected the way you came into the Switch. Strongly. All right, good enough for me. Adam, you're up next. And do you have any other ideas you want to steal from me? You took Zelda with the PS4 as the first overall. Who do you want with your second pick?
Well, you stole my second pick with Metroid on the Xbox, so I guess now we're even.
Sure, whatever.
Yoshi's Woolly World.
I'm the virtual boy. I'm the virtual boy. So you can see the williness in two colors. Black and white williness. Or red and black.
Red and black.
Fail.
Yoshi on what system?
What's it? No, I was gonna Little Big Planet on the Nintendo console. Something that'll help fine tune the floaty controls that never really quite felt right. Putting it where most real platformers belong on a Nintendo console. So that's my pick.
Whoa. Well, you get to go again, man.
I'm gonna ignore that part right there. That jab.
I'm gonna go ahead and you never played Recore. Let you go again. First pick in the third round and your final pick. What game you want to see on another console? And can we stay off of Nintendo? Can you do that? I'm challenging you.
PlayStation All-Stars.
Son of a bitch. PlayStation All-Star Kart Edition.
Third pick.
No, I'm kidding, man. You can pick Nintendo. I'm fucking with you.
I'd say Halo on a PlayStation console, just because.
Just to do a little trolling.
Yeah.
So you
little
can
bit of
finally see it
trolling.
in 1080p.
Oh shit, Neo, defend yourself with your final pick.
All right.
You took Uncharted from him. What else you gonna take?
He held that one in.
You know what this reminds me of? You guys see that Dave Chappelle sketch when they did like the race draft?
Yeah.
And I think and the Asians took Tiger Woods. Like when you took Drake's Uncharted, you threw everybody off. Go ahead. Who's your last pick?
All right. This is gonna be, I think, a surprise. I want to take the Castlevania franchise. I feel like the Castlevania franchise has amazing potential. I think
Underused, yeah.
it could be like God of War. It could be, you could flip it as God of War. You could flip it as Resident Evil. You could flip it as
Metroid Prime?
Tomb Raider. You could flip it as anything, and I think that it would be great on a PS4.
Ooh, pro.
Yeah, a pro.
I hear that.
So Neo, why is it that your picks are not first-party games? I'm just curious to why you're picking all these third-party franchises.
I'm sorry?
I said I'm curious to why you're picking all these third-party franchises for this draft.
Because at the beginning of the conversation, we said that you could pick third-party franchises.
We took Halo and Gears of War from him.
I thought it was first-party only.
No, you missed that part of the discussion, man. You missed it up.
If you were here on time, you would have.
Sonic, you're up next. Everybody, forget the last 5 seconds. Try to get it back. Sonic, go.
Right. My last pick is going to be Forza Horizon.
Oh, it was supposed to be me, huh?
Oh, whatever.
No, yeah, go ahead. Forza Horizon, you got
Forza
it.
Horizon
On what console?
on the PS4 so that I could get two things.
Extra.
Actually, three things.
Uh-oh.
I can get
4 things.
I can get
K-type things. 4K type things.
so I can get a remote play Switch-like experience with my PS Vita. I can have the PS4 Pro version in 4K, and then finally a VR version of Forza Horizon.
Oh.
Well,
So you got the trifecta, of greatness.
that's
Greatness
amazing.
awaits.
And it only cost him $2,100. And with the final pick, you gotta buy fucking like $2,100 version of peripherals.
Really like that game, huh?
That's some shit. All right, I'm gonna come out of fucking left field of mine. I'm gonna go with Kid Icarus, an underutilized property, and I will put that bitch on the PS4 and give him the anime treatment. I'm talking big, spiky, gelled up Dragon Ball Z type hair, make him look really fembodish, and yeah, like a Japanese version of Kid Icarus. I always thought that was off the chain. Kid Icarus is ground play, and he gets to fly around, and the whole like angel storyline with chicks and stuff. Telling you, that property needs to come back. So Kid Icarus on the PS4. That is it, guys. Good job as always. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. It doesn't even matter what we say next because we're probably just gonna go ahead and put the thing over it.